nervous?
I'm a little nervous. It really feels like fall this morning. It's like 52 degrees. I'm cold. Can't even hold this camera up. Things got a little intense at the very end there. Ben told me to do a certain number and I was like, I can't do that. And I got really overwhelmed, so I snapped at him. I feel like that might be the first time that's happened in that setting.
First day starting off inside. So, what'd you guys think of that new intro? I really hope there actually was a new intro, because if there wasn't, that means the kids didn't get it done by their due date. We're changing it up. We've been doing the like time-lapse music, longer form intro for 2 years now because that was all we knew. I really liked it. But it's actually pretty time intensive getting all those time lapses, and I'm not sure how much it actually adds, so we're just trying this out. Maybe we'll do this year. Pretty exciting. Tomorrow is my last day in this journal after like 2 years. But right now, it's time for Hebrew, and we are going to be learning about
Yon Kippur, Day of Atonement.
Which sounds pretty like not a fun celebration.
It's not supposed to be a fun celebration.
Dang it.
But it can be fun, but well, I'll tell you later.
Yes, you have some hacks.
Because we're like,
hacks to make it fun.
we'll title this vlog Yon Kippur Hacks, and it'll get a ton of views.
Oh great, I might be stoned. Atonement. I would. Today we're doing Shabbat cleanup to get ready for our rest day, which starts tonight and it's tomorrow. And we do this every week because it kind of helps us be able to rest.
Hey. I have 2 missions to accomplish here at the grocery store. Mission number 1 complete. Mission number 2 was a failure. It wasn't a complete bust because there is a coupon right here. There is a coupon for the Chinese buffet, which is where we're gonna be going tonight, but that's not the coupon I was looking for. The coupon I was looking for was for that right there. The reason is because it's time to get a haircut. I like thought I was gonna grow this out forever, and I like had all this inspiration. And then I shaved my beard, and I was just thinking, I feel like Britney Spears right now, where I'm just like ready for a life change. And I don't think my hair is gonna do it, but I feel like I need that physical external thing to just deal with all the change that I'm going through on the inside. All right. Nice to meet you.
Are you cutting this all off?
We're cutting it all off.
What?
Yep.
What is wrong with you? Amanda, you need to...
I'm just done.
How long does it take you to grow it out?
I think this is about a year and a half, maybe 2 years.
Nervous?
I'm a little nervous. So you're doing before and after pictures?
Yes, I am.
What are you doing those for? This...
Just for personal, professional references.
Yeah, okay. Well, what do you think?
It's great. Do you like it?
Hang on, I'm taking a picture. You're taking a picture.
There you go. Thank you very much. You guys have a good night.
All right, thank you. Appreciate it. All right, now the moment of truth. Let's see what Cammie thinks. Oh, hello.
It's my fire ring.
He's just looking at me.
Has fire magic. Playing out of it. Can I hold him like this?
Your girls have opinions.
Yeah?
They're like, we don't like it. Actually, that haircut doesn't look like you at all. Wow. No, it's just because you went to sports clips. They do their thing, but
Well,
look at you.
there it is.
This is creepy.
Wow. So what do you think now?
I like it, but the haircut itself, the style is distracting. So I don't like that. But I think once this grows out a little bit, and I don't know, it'll look really good, and I like it.
I was like getting it cut, and there was this huge scene where like the other barber ladies, whatever they're called, and then all the other customers were like, oh man, what's going on? Are you gonna regret it? And I was like,
Oh, really?
I was like, oh crap, like, what am I doing?
Oh no, that's really
So
funny.
I didn't like,
Oh,
no, I don't regret it, but
that's funny. They were
I'm not
like-
really sure.
Yeah.
It's mixed. Like, I don't want it short, but I felt like I needed a change.
Yeah.
It is the last Friday of the month, which means it is time for Financial Friday. Financial Friday is something we started about 6 or 8 months ago, and it's a time for us to be as transparent with our finances as we can. And we do it for a couple reasons. One is we think that with all the other aspects of our life that we're sharing with you guys, it's good to talk about the finances, which is actually a huge part of the backbone that allows us to do the things that we do and live the lifestyle that we live. It gives you guys a fuller picture of how we got here and how we think and operate. The second thing is, it actually is kind of a cathartic process, am I using that word correctly? Of us working through shame with money. Today we're gonna share our tax returns with you guys. I don't know anyone else that does that, and it feels kind of weird, like it feels like wrong almost, but I don't think it's wrong. Is it wrong? It feels like we go to like jail or like get scolded by some person being like, you are doing the wrong thing.
It's not illegal, if that's what you're asking.
It feels like it is though, like morally.
Oh, morally?
I think we filed an extension like a lot of months ago. I really wanted to get it done on time, but we made all our payments, so we didn't have any interest, but we really just got this filed like a month ago, and this is the first opportunity we've had to talk about it. This is our 2016 income tax return. I don't even like know how to read it. I kind of blacked out some stuff so people don't steal our identity. So there it is. I think the numbers that are important, we have this like income number, which says about 280,000, and then adjusted gross income, which is 260,000. I don't really know what the difference of those two things is in regards to what we're gonna be discussing, but let's just go with the 280,000 and say, we made $280,000 last year. That seems like a lot of money to me.
280. Yeah, in the game of life, I think you were doing really well if you were a doctor or a lawyer who made 100,000 a year, but that was like 20 years ago.
Oh, the actual game of life.
Yeah, the game of life. So I'm like, whoa, we're doing double that.
We won the game. When we got married, my goal was to not have any money. And I think our first 3 years, our first 2 years when we were on like welfare basically, I remember one year I made 16,000, another year I made 20,000. I remember when it started to creep up like closer to 30,000. Like I started to get like nervous. I thought we were like had too much money.
Well, and for us, our income isn't all, it's not set income. Like it's different every year.
$106,000 of this money came from selling a business. Okay. So it's actually not like regular income. And another huge chunk of it, in fact, most of it came from like dividends from a business that I own that is completely 100% undependable. And I don't plan on seeing that money this year. Another cool thing I really liked seeing, we made $13,000 in interest last year. We made that much. You know, most people have credit cards or mortgages or car loans, and they're the ones paying interest. And most people don't know how much you actually pay in interest, but it ends up being a significant amount. 13 grand is how much we actually made just by not having debt, and that's cool because we didn't have to do anything to get that money. Another interesting number, we paid about $80,000 in taxes. Now there's a couple ways to look at it. I have a feeling some people are gonna be like, well, look how much you made, stop your bitching and whining, $80,000 is nothing to someone like you. That's bullshit though, because $80,000 is still a lot of money. Our family could live off of $80,000. I could buy a house for $80,000. I could send all my kids to college for a year for $80,000. And at one point in my life, I remember writing checks to the government, and no matter how much it was, it like really hurt. Like I felt like it was my duty to like try and prevent paying as many taxes as possible. And I think it was around 4 years ago, I kind of made the decision. I was like, you know what? There's this like famous thing that Jesus said. He said, give to Caesar what is Caesar's. And it's funny to me that he didn't say, give to Caesar the bare minimum that you can and start giving it to the homeless instead. But he just said like, whatever is his, like give it to him. And that really helped me because I think that particular year in taxes, I paid something like $400,000 plus, $450,000 to the government. And I was just like sick to my stomach. So I was like,
that's like a house in Seattle.
It's totally a house. I just gave a house away, and that's when I realized why people like actually complain about taxes. Because it was like 40% of my hours worked were for other people or the government. This year, I paid $80,000, and you know what? I don't know. I don't feel it. Like, I don't really care. And it's not just because we have plenty of money, it's because I decided not to care anymore.
Well, and I feel like we've made peace with it. You know, we believe what Jesus said is fine, like it's good. So, we can like let it go.
Every once in a while, I think about not paying taxes at all, because I was inspired by Henry Thoreau's essay called Civil Disobedience. And when I think about how much of my money is going to pay for people's abortions, I'm like not cool with that at all. But I try not to think about that right now. $280,000 might sound like a lot to you. A lot of that money for us, we didn't just like spend it. It went to a couple things. I think we spent about $100,000 investing into property. That's kind of like going to create income streams for our future. And this is just something from my blackjack days that I think I got really good at and was really helpful for me, which is when we saw money coming in, we didn't let that decide how much we spend. We kind of decided for the last
Ahead of
15
time.
years, what's the right amount for us to spend, and we're gonna try and spend that regardless of how much we have coming in. And there's one big caveat I would put to that, as long as we're not spending more than we're making. But I have no problem spending less than we're making. So we kind of like live our life, and if we make a lot of money, we try and figure out what to do with it, but we're not like, oh man, we have a lot of money, we can like go do all sorts of crazy things now.
For the most part, our life stays the same regardless of what we make or not make.
Because to me, that feels like you're giving away your power to someone else, or powers that are outside my control, when we let the amount of money coming in dictate how much we spend. Right now, we have $58,000 in our bank accounts. That does not take into account the assets that we have. And once again, I think for some people that might be like, oh my gosh, that could be a vacation or car. But the way that we live, that's not how I see that $58,000. We don't have homeowners insurance or fire insurance. We barely have medical insurance. And we don't have college funds, or we have no retirement, like special funds or 401ks. At least I don't think. Maybe I do, but So for us to live a responsible life with the type of property we have, $58,000 is a pretty modest buffer. Like if a house burns down, you know, we probably wouldn't even be able to fix it for $58K. We'd probably have to sell one of our properties and do that. A few other just like minor updates is one of our properties that was vacant got filled. It's being managed by a friend, but I think we get like $1,100 a month from that. And because there's no mortgage, that's basically $1,100 that goes into our pocket. That will help add to our monthly income. We still have one property that's vacant that is ready to be filled. Our rental income represents our only dependable, consistent income right now. We've made videos about this before, you guys, but I'm not gonna shut up about it because it's the biggest change that we've made in our life, and I think it's the biggest thing that allows us to live the way we live. It's not the amount of income, but it's the amount of debt. And I'm actually very proud to say the amount of debt we have is 0. And I highlight that because there was times when I was making way more than the amount of money I'm making now, but I actually had way more debt, and it like caused me to live this high pressure, hamster wheel, busy lifestyle where we were always stretched beyond our means in pretty much like every way. Now, I look at a tax return, I'm like, wow, $280,000 seems like a lot to me. But if it was $60,000, I actually think we would be fine. You know, we'd have to change our lifestyle a little bit maybe, but we'd be okay. And when we make more than $60,000 or more than $80,000, we can start thinking about how to invest into our future or create more of a financial buffer. We're not just trying to expand or catch up. That's what debt always felt like to me. It felt like we were always like catching up. I don't think about this often, and I almost forgot to mention it, but because I think it's just like a way of life for us. But we do these taxes, and I don't feel like pride in that number. In fact, if anything, it's almost embarrassing to talk about our income that high. But I'm really thankful about it. It's plenty of money for us to not have to think about money. We don't stress about it. And I almost hesitate to even say that, because I think some people think, well, once you get past a certain amount, like past $100,000, you don't have to stress, or past $200,000. And in my experience, it has not worked that way. But it's true, I don't worry about paying bills or my kids eating at all. And I think most importantly, just like yesterday, we celebrated 500 vlog episodes. You know, that's one of the most proud fruits of our labor that I think we have to show off for the income, is because we have our living expenses taken care of. I don't have to think of, oh, what do I gotta do today to pay the bills? I don't think about that question at all. I really haven't much for the last 5 or 10 years. I ask another question, which is, what is the best work I can do, and what is the best use of my time, and what did God make me for? And I get to make vlog episodes. That's why sometimes it's confusing with the money, with the vlog, or when the views are going down. I'm like, oh, am I really, is this, you know,
Is this good work?
Is this good? Yeah, because like, Normally, if you're getting paid for it, you don't have to think about those questions. You're just like, well, I don't care. I need to pay the bills, right?
It's good enough that I'm getting money for it.
Yeah. We don't have that, but we don't have that. You know, we just get to live and make the best vlog episodes we can and live the best life that we can. I hope this is like inspiring or helpful, or at least incites some sort of conversation with you guys about maybe the way someone else does their finances. I don't know. I don't even know how this could be helpful, but that's not my job, I guess. Time for dinner. Let's go, let's go, let's go. Let's go, let's go. Time for some Chinese food. One of the reasons why we're doing the buffet tonight, besides the fact that we love the Chinese buffet, is it is actually Yon Kippur, which is a biblical holiday that we've never celebrated before, so this is our first real time. And to call it a celebration is a bit of an error, because it's not actually a celebration. It's more of like a remembrance, an observance. And the way you observe it is by fasting. So beginning at sundown, which is not very long from now, we are not going to be eating until sundown tomorrow.
I need rest at the end of my week, and so that's what we're doing tonight and tomorrow. We're resting from work, but especially we're trying to rest from the work in our hearts. And the only way that we can do that is by trusting in the perfect work of another man, Jesus. And that's what we try to do.
Also, one final thing, I spoke at a church 2 or 3 weeks ago, did a sermon thing, and I just got the video and it's uploaded. So at the end of this video, we're gonna put a link to that, so you can watch that if you want to. Otherwise, we'll see you guys on Monday. Shabbat Shalom.